Hey everyone, I'm the Geek Master and I am making my triumphant return to YouTube by showing you part 2 of my Nintendo GameCube collection. This will focus on, well, the second half of the alphabet from N to Z, but will not feature any Pokemon, Sonic, Zelda, Star Wars or James Bond games. They will be in part 3, which will be out next week some point. I will probably also showcase my foreign, American and Japanese games at that time. There's a few games here. I don't think as many as in part 1, but that's okay. I wanted to keep it a little bit shorter this time. Hope you like what you see. If there's any there that you really enjoy, let me know. Let me know what you enjoy about them. And if there's anything that you think I should add. But for now, let's get into the video. Starting with the letter N, we have NBA Courtside 2002. And to be honest, I bought this because it was 50p. I was going, not necessarily for a full GameCube set, but basically buying any GameCube games I saw I didn't have, especially the cheaper ones. This is a remnant from that. I'm now more focusing on ones I really want. But I've played a couple of basketball games and didn't mind them, so I thought I'll keep this and give it a go. If not, I've always got a spare GameCube case. So yeah. But NBA Courtside 2002. Can't really say much else about that one. This one I can say a bit more about. Need for Speed Underground. It's a Need for Speed game. I mean, it's a good racing game. I'm not actually too experienced in this particular game. I do like it though, so I like my racing games. And it is a fun game to play. Found it a bit hard at times, but that was more when I played it on Xbox, so might be I'm more used to the GameCube controls, I don't know. But it's cool having lots of real cars, being able to customise them and then just race them all over the city, really. It's a fun game. And one I should probably put more time into. This next game I know a bit more about. Need for Speed Underground 2. So I've played this one quite a lot more than the first game, because I played this first. And I really enjoyed it and got quite a lot further in it. I also came up with the Hamstermobile, which I have named after Richard Hammond's nickname, because it is generally a Mazda RX-8, where the front grille made it look like it had hamster teeth. Yeah, it's quite funny actually. Made me partly fall in love with that car, and it's what I really want, a red Mazda RX-8. Yeah, I think that'd probably be pretty much my dream car. That or a McLaren, one or the other. Again, like the first game, really fun racing game all over the city. I think it's Burger King that's in this game, if I remember. I think it's Burger King. It's either that or KFC, but I'm thinking Burger King because KFC's in Crazy Taxi. So nice little tie in there. Bit random, but nice. But yeah, it's a fun game, fun races. Don't find it quite as hard as the first one either. But again, that could just be me having played it a lot more. But solid racer, this game. Okay, back onto the cheaper sports titles for the next one. NHL Hits 2003. And again, like the basketball game, bought this because it was cheap. And I was going for as many GameCube games as I could. That weren't too much. But I do like the basketball and the ice hockey games. In fact, I like the ice hockey games a lot more. One of my favourite isn't an ice hockey game as such, but it's the ice hockey mode on Mario Party 5. So that's fun. And spoiler, might be on a video soon. Haven't played this one, but I'm hoping it's good. I do intend to give it a go one day. But yeah, I'm just hoping it's good. But one thing I have noticed is it says here, I don't know if you can see it, 49 blocks. So that's pretty much a full GameCube memory card. I think they hold 59 each. So yeah, that'd be fun. Right. This one is one I can definitely tell you about a lot more. I've played a lot of this and it's fun. Not as mentioned as much, but fun and a bit random. and weird. It is Pool Paradise, which I think that might actually have been when I bought it from Game Station, the £10 or 4 for 20, and if only they still had 4 for 20, because I'm sure they had some pretty decent games at the time. It features, I think, Jimmy White. Yeah, Jimmy White. The Whirlwind, I believe, his name is. And it's Paul on a deserted island. And there's a loan shark who's literally a shark. There's like darts, there's like random table shapes. I think it's like an air hockey table you can play pool on. It's random. And for some reason, dodos. There's dodos, and I don't know why. But it is a bit weird, I have to say, playing pool and just seeing a dodo casually walk by. Not something I ever thought I'd experience, if I'm totally honest with you. But yeah, there also appears to be an arcade machine, but I've never unlocked it there. But yeah, honestly, this is a really fun game. If you like snooker, pool, you want something a little different, I recommend this. This is so fun. Yeah, I don't think it's too much, thankfully. So, yeah, Pool Paradise. Okay, this one, again, I've never played, but I've kept it because it's a bit out there, a bit of a niche market, I have to say. Pro Tennis WTA Tour with someone on the front cover. I'm guessing from the signature. Is it something like Jelena Jovanovic or something like that? Don't know if anyone can tell me from that signature, but it looks like it says itch at the end. I know who it's not. So yeah. It focuses on the women's tour, which I thought was a bit of a niche thing. You don't really normally see that. Like FIFA, they only just introduced women's football about 5-6 years ago. For ages, it was just a men's game. And this is solely focused on the women's tennis game. It's also made by Konami, you might know. So you'd hope it's quite good. And I actually quite like my tennis games. I know I said about ice hockey, I know I said about basketball, but tennis games have been something I've actually played quite a lot. I enjoy watching Wimbledon. I'd love to go there one day. And Mario Tennis on the 64 is one of my favourite sports games of all. It is so fun. And thankfully I'm good at it, so that helped. But yeah. Yeah, so if anyone could tell me who that is, please let me know. Okay. Next game. I've never played a game in this series. I own a couple, and I probably should do, but I've never really been into the genre, but I kind of wanted to own one of the series, and it just felt right to get this one on GameCube. I might actually get one or two more soon, like sorting something out with a mate. Resident Evil, the first one. Well, the remake of the first one for the GameCube anyway. So, I said, I've never played a Resident Evil game. I know, shock horror. Well, horror anyway. But, yeah, they've never really been my thing, but I've always decided that this would be a good place to start. Not just because it's a remake of the first one, it's on GameCube, which I really enjoy. I'd much rather play it on there. Partly because I still think the GameCube controller is the best ever controller. I love it. But yeah, it came about for like £4, and I was like, you know what? Get it. It's a bigger title to have for the system. It's cheap, and it'll give me the chance if I ever do want to play it. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to tell me I have to play it, so I probably will at some point. I just don't know when. But yeah, Resident Evil. And as I said, there might be more soon in that watch, so keep an eye out. Yes. So this next game I played nearly 20 years ago. No, I didn't touch it till earlier this year, I think it was. And that would be Sega Soccer Slam, which I used to play with my mates, and it used to be such fun. It's like sort of like, it's 3-a-side football? Yeah, 3-on-3. And there's weird teams, like there's toxic ones, there's superheroes. It's just random. And it's like beating each other up, special abilities. Think like Mario Strikers. But to be honest, from what I've seen, better. Yeah, it's a fun football game. So not your traditional football game. So as long as you're willing to have a football game, but one that isn't a bit more traditional, and features a bit more beating up other players. Highly recommend this. It is a lot of fun. Seriously, it's a lot of fun. Okay, last one for the first pile, although it is a bit smaller than the second pile note. Now, this is a game which I definitely know. I've played it a lot. I know the franchise a lot. It's ancient now. I'm sure a lot of you will recognise it. Simpsons Road Rage. And this is the Simpsons take on Crazy Taxi, except it doesn't have the KFC. I think it's like Monty Burns is trying to run his nuclear-powered buses, and this is a plan to stop them, basically. And they all take passengers out in their cars for money, to raise money to stop him. And you get ratings by Krusty the Clown, where it'll call you stuff like Grandma or Loser. It's based around different areas of Springfield. There's downtown, there's Evergreen Terrace, there's the power plant. Yeah, a lot of characters, lots of cars. I think you get like Mr. Plow, you get the car built for Homer, you get Otto's school bus, I think Bart's space shuttle, Soapbox Derby car. It is fun. It's a fun game. Not as good as Crazy Taxi, I will say, but it's still fun, and it does have a pretty fun competitive two-player, if I must say so. I will say that. If you're a Simpsons fan, or even if you like Crazy Taxi, I'd recommend checking it out. It might not be as good as Crazy Taxi, but it's still a lot of fun. That's the end of the first pile. I'm just giving my hand a second because, ow. Okay. Next game, really fun one. Soul Calibur 2. And this is the best version. I don't care what anyone says to me, this is the best version of the three that were on this, the PS2 and the Xbox. And do you know why? I'm sure you can already guess. That's why. It's got Link on it. They all had guest characters. I think it was Heihachi from Tekken on the PS2 and Spawn from Xbox. But come on, it's Link. Link wins easy. Even shows screenshots with Link on the back. I need a new case because look. Yeah. If you don't know Soul Calibur, it's a sort of like side-on fighter where they have weapons. It's that kind of game. It's fun though. It's a really good, solid game. Follows on from like Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast. But you get like different characters. You get ninjas or like giant ogre thingies with giant axes. What else? You get people with giant swords. You get nunchucks. I think Link gets a butterfly net. But yeah, it's a really solid fighter. And I'll say, I'm not sure how many are on the GameCube, but I would definitely say there's a good chance that if there are others, and I'm sure there probably are, this is probably the best 2D side-on fighter. Although it's kind of 3D as you move around the arena, but it's always side-on. And it's up there with Smash Bros. As a fighter overall. Generally, I would say that. Yeah, fun game. Link makes it. Next game follows on from Sega Soccer Slam. One I played nearly 20 years ago. Haven't played since. And I literally acquired this about 2 weeks ago. Finally. I've been looking for it for ages. And I picked up for 10 quid down CX in Ilford. It was in Ilford in London. And it is SSX Tricky, a snowboarding game, which generally is my thing. But I played this, as I mentioned, and it was a lot of fun, especially competing against other people. Some of the courses are really fun to, well, snowboard down, I guess. I'll say it's up there with 1080. It's just that much fun, to be honest. It really, really is. If you want something different, I'd recommend it. So much fun. Right, yes. So, when it came to the GameCube, Nintendo decided to take a game that was being developed for Nintendo 64, Dinosaur Planet, which recently got leaked, and then combine it with one of their franchises in Star Fox, giving us the Zelda-esque Star Fox Adventures. I've played some of this, and it is fun. It's not as good as Zelda, And it's not as good as Lilac Wars, although obviously it's a bit different to Lilac Wars, which was a shooter. But this is still a fun game. It introduces Crystal into the franchise, and it is a lot of fun. Yeah, it's got like the adventure, the weapons, it's got Tricky the dinosaur. I would recommend it. It's just not as fun to me as Lilac Wars, or the game that followed on from it, which I much prefer, coming up next, which is Star Fox Assault, the second Star Fox game for GameCube, which is actually a sequel to Star Fox Adventures, and basically follows on from it, but follows the more traditional Lilac Wars Star Fox 64 method, where you're in your ships. And also, I think they do both follow on from Lilac Wars. So this has a different Star Fox team. Just Lilac Wars, Peppy's been replaced by Crystal. Peppy sort of like oversees the team along with Rob 64. Good couple of twists along the way. Some awesome music as well. The third level, I think it is, on the space station. You fight Star Wolf. Oh my god, the Star Wolf theme is amazing on here. I think they use it for Smash Bros as well. So yeah. So if you prefer Star Fox, where it's actually in ships shooting, you want this game. It costs like, I think last time, like 3-4 times the amount of Star Fox Adventures, like 40 odd quid. But it's worth it in my opinion. If you like Lilac Wars, you'll like this. Simple as. It's fun. Okay. Alright, okay. One of the biggest games on the whole console now is Sunshine. Super Mario Sunshine. What a game. It's definitely up there with Super Mario 64 for me. I prefer it to Galaxy. I prefer it to Odyssey. Not sure if I do prefer it or 64. But it's fun. Using Flood, the water thingy here, as a rocket to launch up, as a propeller, like, so you can be basically a speedboat or jet ski or whatever you want to call it. There's the good old, not old school levels where it's 2D, but it gives off that vibe with the background and the music. The levels are much more creative on here than Mario 64. Highly underrated in the Mario series, if you ask me, and one of the best Mario games they've ever made, in my opinion. Really, really fun. And for some reason, in a blue case. I don't know why they did that, but they randomly put it in a blue case. Much like they did Mario Kart, I believe, in a red one. Don't know why. But yeah, lot of fun, this game. If you love Mario, I'm sure you'll love it. Especially if you love the 3D ones. And I prefer the 3D Mario, so it's perfect for me. Now this, I believe, was a launch title for the system. And whoever came up with this game is either genius or insane. It is Super Monkey Ball, which is literally monkeys in balls. They just roll around, going from one end to the other, going to a goal, collecting bananas, but you don't control the ball, you control the level, making it tilt, rotate, to move the monkey. There's also a great multiplayer mode with loads of mini games, so I'm trying to think what's on this one. Billiards is on here, bowling, I think boxing's on here. There's like a target mode, so I kind of think Pilot Wings-ish. It's a lot of fun. It is such a fun game. There is a second one on the GameCube and a third one called Super Monkey Adventure, which I'm not actually sure what happens in it because I've never played it. But the second one sort of takes this approach and follows it. And both of these, and it's like Combined Game Deluxe, which didn't come out on GameCube, but came out on like Xbox and that, were all basically remade for, is it Banana Mania or whatever? The Super Monkey game that came out about a year ago. I've got it, I just can't think what it's called. I think it's Banana Mania. But yeah, if you want a party game and something different, this is the one. This is such a fun game. I said, it's literally rolling monkeys around levels in balls. But it's fun. Whoever came up with it, as I said, is a genius. Okay, next game is another massive hitter for the GameCube. It's one of, if not my favourite game on the whole system. It's Smash Bros. God, I love Smash Bros. Melee. I would go as far as say it's my favourite one in the whole franchise, which is saying a lot, because I know that's not common. I think a lot of people like to say maybe Brawl or Ultimate. This for me. It's got a good number of characters, 25. It's got a good few levels, I think getting on for 20. It's got great music choices, great characters. It's got Pichu, which I'm glad they brought back in Ultimate. If you've ever used Pichu on Smash Bros, you'll know what I mean, where it hurts itself, but it just makes for a great tag team. Yes, it catches people out, you fall a lot faster on this one than the other games. But, oh my god, this is such a fun game. So many trophies to unlock as well. Awesome music. Love it. And I said, probably my favourite game on the whole system. Okay. So the next ones, there's 3, so I'll do them all in one go, basically. It's Tiger Woods 2003, 2004, and 2005. And if you know Tiger Woods, you'll know what they are. They're just basic golf games. They're yearly releases. I don't think anything after this came out on GameCube over here. Not 100% sure though. And it follows on, you get new courses, you get new customizable options. I think there's new golfers. New tracks, obviously. They do take a lot of memory. I mean, it gets worse. So this one's like 32. This one is 40, but also it's Game Boy Advance compatible apparently. And this one is 51. So near enough a whole memory card. I can't think if it's all of them or just one. Okay, so not 2003, but 2004, 2005 are rare because 2 discs, and again, 2 discs. I know there's other games. I don't know if Resident Evil is one of them. There's not many though. But yeah, it's your standard golfing game. If you love golf, I'm sure you'll love it. If you've ever played Tiger Woods, you know what I'm talking about. It is a solid, fun golf game. Love some of the sarcastic commentary, if I'm honest. And some of the golf options. I normally play it on Xbox though. My character's called Fred. He's like really tall. I think he's got pink afro with a green bushy beard, I think. So yeah, basically my character design in a nutshell. Yeah, fun golf games though. Next one, another well-known game, Tony Hawk. Not the biggest skateboarding fan. I think I prefer snowboarding games generally, but Tony Hawk games, some of them are fun. I can't think who the hidden characters are on this one. No, it doesn't say, but I know you get people like Darth Maul on one. Jango Fett maybe. I don't know, do you get Darth Maul? You might just be Jango you get. I don't know, Spider-Man or Wolverine or someone like that. They have like guest characters, I can't think of it, but I know Jango Fett is one of them. As a skateboarding game, though, it is solid. The level design, where you get to make your own, that's quite cool as well, actually. I have to say, that's a neat touch. Make some random courses. But most of the time, I'm not very good, so I just end up doing the basic tricks over and over, and just occasionally pull off a really sweet trick. But, yeah. Fun game, but I think there's better out there. Of course, if you're a skateboarder, you might agree otherwise. Okay, generic sports title. It's UEFA Champions League 2000-2005. 2004-2005 even. It's the Champions League EA football game for the GameCube. I had to buy it. If you know me, you'll know about me in FIFA. So, it's a football game by EA, so I bought it. Something you'll probably never see in real life is Arsenal lifting the European trophy. Old big ears. Yeah, so there's that. You've now seen that in your life. 2005, I think was... Oh, God, it was Liverpool, wasn't it? Ugh. I'm sure you know why I'm saying that. But yeah. One thing of interest, though. It does use 89 plus blocks. So a normal memory card will do it. Let's go for a 251. So yeah, in fact, it even says that right there. So I don't know what the hell would take that many blocks, but there you go. Haven't tried it as a football game though. Maybe I should do. Okay, we have 3 games left. Starting with Alright. Wave Race Blue Storm. Follows on from Wave Race 64, and like Wave Race 64, it's a jet ski game. It's fun. It's fun to play. But in my opinion, it's not as fun as the 64 game. This has been reiterated to me while I was playing it on the Switch, on the Switch Online. Still worth it though. This game isn't that much. I think it's still about 5, 6, 7 quid, to be honest. It's worth it. Because it does give you a lot of entertainment. It is fun. I just think the 64 one's better, really. Simple as that. Next one. I'm not a massive wrestling fan. You might know that. But I bought this because this has always been cheap on the GameCube. Played it against my partner and found actually it is quite fun. And that is WrestleMania 18. I think we're both of the opinion that we don't like wrestling, but wrestling games where you get to beat each other up are fun. It's as simple as that. Like, yeah, sure. Just go and hit Manda over the head with a ladder. Or she might hit me with a table. Or a steel chair. But we know we love each other, really. Even if I do put her through a table on here. But yeah, honestly, as a wrestling game, this one's fun. I'm sure there's better out there, but this is probably my favourite one. It is a good game, and it's cheap. Last game is one I wanted to play for quite a while, and I finally managed to get it thanks to Big Game Owl, so thank you. And it is Yu-Gi-Oh! The False-Bound Kingdom, which isn't a traditional Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. It's, I don't know how to put it. Your monsters battle on the field, 3-on-3. Yeah, it's not like your traditional dueling game. But otherwise, it's still fun to see Yugi and Kaiba. All the monsters and taking each other on. It's still fun. It's a fun game. It just diverts from the normal standard Yu-Gi-Oh! Concept, really. I think that's the best way of putting it. Still a fun game, though. And if you can get the promo cards, awesome. They are, I think it's Fairy King Truesdale, Kinetic Soldier, I think, and Slate Warrior, I think. If anyone can correct me, I'm wrong, but I think that's who it is. But yeah. And they are the games in part 2 of my Nintendo GameCube collection. As I said, part 3 will be out next week, featuring Zelda, Pokemon, Sonic, Star Wars, and James Bond. Because I originally had them separate before I redesigned the room, as you can see here if you compare it to part 1. And I've got a handful of American and Japanese games. I think there's a French game as well, actually. So I'll probably just feature them as well. But if there's anything there that you really enjoy as a game, or anything you think I should look at, please let me know in the comments below. It's really appreciated. And as I said in the short that went out earlier today, thank you so much everybody for helping me reach 300 subs. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And I just hope I can give you a lot more awesome content to keep you entertained, really, I guess. But for now, I'm the Geek Master. May the geek be with you always.